So we'll be moving over to our panel discussion right away because we spent much time on the question and answer session. I'll be calling on Toby to take over the mic again. Toby will be moderating the panel discussion. Toby, please, can you have the mic?
All right, thank you, Benita. Thank you. Good morning, guys. Once again, it's been a wonderful time since we started this conference. I'm sure that we've learned so much since we started. So my name is Oluwatobi Adeoye. So it's a pleasure to welcome you guys to this panel discussion on this topic that is very significant. This topic that is shaping the future of data professionals. So, and our topic is simply upskilling for the AI era. What should the next gen data workforce focus on? It's very simple. To break that down, what should you focus on to stay relevant, to put money in your pockets, to enjoy being a data professional? What exactly should we focus on? And with me this wonderful morning, I have three of my colleagues right here in our midst. I have them ready to answer these questions. So I have Mr. Obianu Ebenezer. So Mr. Ebenezer is the team lead health insurance and claims at Evercare Hospital Lekki. He's a program analyst. He has strong domain experience in health insurance, and in fact, yeah, he is an expert in all of these tools, even the upcoming tools. He's an expert in it. So I would like to welcome him. He has background in claims operations and customer service. Mr. Ebenezer, who has been our anchor since morning. If I start reading this guy's profile, you will not leave here. So, Mr. Ebenezer, you're welcome. Glad to have you on board. Also,
thank you so much, Toby.
Mr. Ebenezer. Yeah. So also we have Mr. Hamza Abdullahi. So Mr. Hamza is a computer scientist. He has his BSc, MSc. In fact, I'm sure he's working on his PhD right now. He's a computer scientist, and he has over 4 years of data analysis experience in in-house data innovation hub. So currently, he's serving as a medical data officer with Medicine Sans Frontiers MS, and he is passionate about material contest. He has been doing a lot on data for the past now going 5 years. So, Mr. Hamza, you're welcome. We are glad to have you this wonderful morning. Mr. Hamza?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Olotobi.
All right. Thank you for being here. And finally, we have Mr. Nwada Kingsley. So, Mr. Kingsley, I love this, your name. I can see Kanazo. Mr. Kanazo Kingsley is a dedicated data analyst and scientist with over many years of experience in data analysis. Presently serves as the data analyst at Skylight Cooperative, a financial institution based in Port Harcourt. Also, he is a teaching assistant. He has contributed to the AI Community Africa, that's AICA, AI Community Africa, for over a year. And it's really passionate about data, and passionate about AI. And I think it's the best man for the job this wonderful morning. So, Mr. Kingsley, you are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Glad to have you here. Mr. Kingsley, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. So once again, the topic is upskilling for the AI era. What should the next gen data workforce focus on? We've been talking about AI and AI and AI and AI and AI, how to stay relevant, that's us basically, how to stay relevant in this time that we are, because AI is doing a lot of things. Sometimes I ask myself the question that, okay, so far any layman can go to ChatGPT, especially the pro versions, and just put your data, ask for reporting. Where do we come in? You that you have been in the data field for over 4 or 5 years, and so how do we balance the AI era and our generic knowledge, our foundational knowledge in AI? So I would like to start with Mr. Hamza. We've heard a lot of things yesterday. In fact, we've heard it today too. So, Mr. Hamza, I would like to know, being in the field, how should data analysts balance traditional skills, that means the Excel, the SQL, the BI tools, with emerging ones such as LLMs,
So that is
automation,
are you not
prompt
supposed
engineering.
to give me step on the next course of action? Yes, sir.
Sorry, can you please mute your mic? Somebody, I can hear somebody at the background. All right. So, Mr. Hamza, like, let me repeat my question because of that. So, I'm saying that how should data analysts balance traditional skills like there's Excel, SQL, BI tools with the emerging ones like LLMS and automations and prompt engineering? Mr. Hamza, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much for having me here or for having you all here today. Uh, Once again, welcome to our first International NSW conference. Uh, Sorry, please. I'm kind of I'm not feeling fine. Actually, but I'll try to see how I can be able to cover all. Thank you. Thank you. I have your question. This is a very wonderful question, Mr. Toby. Uh, um, Honestly, you as if I got your question, you say how should analysts balance traditional skills, that is all these Excel, SQL, BI tools with our emerging ones like large language MS, which automation, prompt engineering. Um, to understand this, I think imagine data analysts like building in house, for example. So you see, we must have what we call a foundation, which is going to give us the foundation here is going to be our traditional skills, and also the modern tools and machines that will give us what we call AI driving skills. So you cannot build a strong house without a foundation, and you waste time if you build everything manually without modern tools. For example, number one, let's say our traditional skills are the foundations. These skills will never go out of style because they help you understand how data really works. Example, let's say Excel. Excel is our traditional skill, we all know. And Excel, perfect for quick analysis, cleaning data, simple dashboard, and understanding numbers. While the SQL, which is the language of the database, if you can write SQL, you can ask your data any questions. And then the Power BI, which is the BI tools, this one is turning the data into dashboards that management can understand. You see here, it will summarize your data. So now, why these skills matters? That is, these traditional skills. These traditional skills matters because they help you check whether the data is correct, and also they help you understand data structures, tables, and relationships. So they give you confidence to challenge or correct AI-generated results. So you see, even if AI generate SQL for you, you must know enough SQL to verify it is correct. So you see, if you don't have the foundation, as I said earlier, you will find it difficult for you to be able to verify or to get the correct SQL code. Now, emerging skills are accelerators. You see, now these skills, when we imagine, are called accelerators because these are not replacing the foundation; they are speed boosters. So, for example, let me say LMS, which is large language machines, something like ChatGPT, Cloud, etc., can help generate SQL queries. You write code and you summarize your report. But the automation tools, something like Python, something like Power Automate, something like Zapier, all these they reduce our repetitive work. And also prompt engineering, this telling AI exactly what you want to, so it gives accurate and useful results. So why these skills matter? Because they make you faster, and also they help you automate tasks that used to take hours. They allow you to focus on problem solving, not manual labor. For example, let me take you an example. Instead of manually writing 200 lines of SQL, an element can generate it. Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you. We're with you.
Okay, I said instead of, for example, instead of writing manually writing 200 lines.
Okay,
Please, are you with me?
Hamza, we can hear you. We can hear you, but your network is struggling already.
yeah.
But yeah, we can hear you. Can you please? Yes. Can you go ahead?
Okay. I said, for example, instead of manually writing 200 lines of code, for example, SQL code, LMM, which is large language models, can generate it instantly, but you need your traditional skills to, to review it. So you see, if you don't have the traditional skills, LML can make mistake. We all know ChatGPT can also make it mistake because it's a model being developed. So now, instead of building dashboard from scratch every week, automation tools can refresh and send them automatically. And also we have what we call here. So you see the right balance between these traditional skills and automation skills. Here is the simple formula beginner should remember. Because you must have one strong basics plus smart AI usage, which is going to was powerful analyst. Or instead, you master traditional skills, which are Excel, SQL, and Power BI. So this gives you accuracy. Number two is you add AI driving skills, which are these elements, which is large language models, automations like ChatGPT, all these Gemini, and also. So this gives you speed. You see, so when you combine both the traditional skills and the AI driving skills, this it will give you, or this gives you an impact. So beginners should not worry about mastering AI first. They should start with Excel, learning basic SQL, understand how dashboard works, then bring AI tools on top to make their work easier. And also, we have a simple example for beginners. Without AI, you clean data manually in Excel. You write SQL from scratch. You build every chart step by step. But with AI, you ask ChatGPT generate SQL to find total sales by month from this table. Directly, it will just generate it for you. And also, you can ask it write a Python script to claim missing values phrase. For instance, and also you can ask ChatGPT what instant or what insight can I get from this data set. But you still need traditional skills to understand the SQL. You validate the numbers. You make sure the final dashboard makes sense. And also, let me say, in summary, easy version for beginners. Traditional skills is your brain, while AI skill is your power tools. So you need both to become a complete analyst. So without wasting much of time, I think I have a lot of things to say.
Mr. Hamza.
Yeah.
Mr. Hamza, are you with me?
Yes, yeah.
Does the journey matter as long as you get to the destination? Now, why am I asking this? AI is not play these days. Somebody who does not have all this foundational knowledge or all these traditional skills can take a data set and say, okay, this is the prompt. This is what I'm trying to arrive at. Generate for me the necessary code. That this code that whether you run in Colab or you run in anywhere or you run in any of your SQL tools, probably MySQL, it will work. Do we now still need to have to go for these traditional skills? Do we still need these traditional skills in this time and era that we have?
Yes, exactly, Mr. Toby. We need to go to traditional skills because it's good to have a foundational skills. Because if you don't have the foundational skills, you won't be able to, make it very clear. For example, if you ask AI, for example, you said, please help me clean this data or help me generate SQL queries to find something else, for example. So you see, if you don't have the traditionals, AI can make mistakes. We all know that AI can make mistakes. They can make mistakes. We all know that. So, but if you have the traditional skill, this will also help you to be able to be resolving some issues. You understand? Maybe if you have an issue with AI, then you just check the queries and say, "Oh, this is the way the problem is." You just correct it. But in this era, as you are saying, I think now the traditional skill I can say is let me say 40%, for example. Even if you cannot get the 100%, let me say at least you should have a 40% traditional skills. No, because if you have it, when you combine them together, this way you become a very complete data analyst, and it will ease your work very easier.
Okay. All right. Now let me ask this last follow-up question. In 2025, do every data analyst need to upskill their skills in AI, whether in prompt engineering or this, or we still have this confidence of, because if we could do it 10 years ago and we could do the right things and we could do the right reporting, or we could do the right analysis and research and everything, and we can influence business decisions. If some people had the capacity to do it 10 years ago, is it still fine to say, okay, fine, let me continue with my skills. Let me continue with my strength. I don't need to upskill in AI era.
Pardon,
Did
Mr.
you get
Toby,
me?
please. Can you just... I didn't get you, Mr. Toby.
Did you get? I'm saying in 2025, do strong individuals in data analysis, in data science, in business analytics, that has this 10 years ago knowledge when AI was not the rave then, and they could do all of those things. They could influence business decisions. They could do all of those things with their intellectual knowledge and with their skills. Is it compulsory? Is it necessary for them to upskill in this AI era and
Yeah,
learn certain AI tools and skills?
yeah, because now I think we are just looking at the future. So you see, when you say in the next 10 years, so you see technology is ever developing. I don't know, in the next 10 years, I don't think we got to have a very vision, very dedicated AI models to.
All right. Okay, thank you, Mr. Hamza. Mr. Kingsley, did you get what I was saying? Are you with me?
Yes, I got what you said.
Okay, can you please contribute to that?
Okay, yes. Good day, everyone. The thing is, no matter what we do as data analysts, first our fundamental background of AI and sort of data analysis tools like Tableau, Power BI, Excel is still very important. Although if you can still do it, the major reason why we are upskilling is not because we don't have to use Excel to do analysis, but it's so that we have more time to solve problems, have more time to communicate with stakeholders. The time I'm supposed to use like 60 minutes or 24 hours to clean a data set. Why don't I use AI to clean a data set so that I'll save more time to be able to talk about the business, solve the problems, and communicate the insights to stakeholders? So that's one of the major reasons we are upscaling. It's not because we cannot solve the problems or we cannot do analysis with our traditional tools, but because we want to use these tools so that we save time and use the time to communicate with stakeholders.
All right, thank you. Now let me come to you because this brings about domain knowledge. This brings about technical mastery. So because we are looking at, okay, you have the skills, you have the strength. Now we have new things coming up. So I will pose this question to you. Do you believe that domain knowledge will become more important than technical mastery in the coming years? Now we are looking at the future now.
Honestly, yes. Honestly, yes. Well, first, let's look at domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is like our specialized understanding or expertise in any particular field or industry. Like I work in the financial industry, so I have a domain knowledge there. Someone else that works in an health industry has a domain knowledge there as well. But here is the thing. Our traditional knowledge, that's our technical skills. AI has done a lot about that. AI can create data sets from any with SQL. AI can do data cleaning for us. AI can analyze data, even build dashboards for us. Like one of our speakers said yesterday, he said his students built a data model, an algorithm, a model, a data science model using just AI. And we see more of that coming. Him himself said he actually built a game from scratch using AI. And that is actually, AI has actually worked on our technical parts of the whole problem. So then what now happens is that we have to move to the real edge, that's understanding our business. So that is it. And you may ask, why will technical skill not matter again? No, they still matter, but AI has actually narrowed the gap already. Then AI, but what we actually have to talk about now as data analysis is the context, understanding the business. One thing that AI will not be able to do is understanding customers. I was having an analogy today. I was thinking about customers. A particular individual can have a different customer behavior when you visit a financial institution compared to when you visit a bank or compared to when you visit a medical or a medical clinic. One particular customer, but behaving differently in three different environments. So although we know how to use Excel, although we know how to use these stuff, but understanding the business now is what AI will not be able to do. So our job is to be able to know our domain very well, so that we can be able to ask the right questions, so that we're able to challenge AI output. Because if I'm a data analyst in a financial institution, and the output that the AI is giving to me is not corresponding with my domain. I already understand what finance means, so I will be able to query the output of the AI. And then another thing AI will not be able to do as well, that domain knowledge comes in, is translating this insight into decisions. So our communication skills is part of the domain, because how I communicate with stakeholders in a financial institution is different from how we communicate with stakeholders in a different domain. So if I understand my domain very well, using AI to do this analysis and sending it to them, my domain knowledge will help me to communicate this skill and to communicate this insight very well.
Oh,
Sir?
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. So, do you feel that analysts should specialize in the area they have the domain, or do you think
Now,
that analysts can diversify?
okay. Now, if I get your question clearly, the thing called domain is actually from experience. Maybe I studied medicine and surgery. I already have domain knowledge in medicine and surgery, and I switch to data science or data analysis. Now, I already have a domain knowledge there already, built because of what I studied in school, or if I worked as maybe a cleaner in a financial institution, let me say a bank, and I worked there for 3-4 years before switching to data science or data analysis. I understand how the business, even though I don't understand deeply, but I understand how it works. So for data analysis, to save you time, you'll be able to like focus on where you have the expertise. If you're into health, you're into you came from a medical background, focus on building models that relates to medicine, instead of you focusing on models that relates with something else. It's like a calculator in the hands of a mathematician. Is always the difference is always be clear when the calculator is in the hands of a mathematician compared to when it's in the hands of an artist. So we as data analysts, we should focus on where we are strong, where we have the domain knowledge already, because domain knowledge takes time. At times we take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to be able to build an expertise in a particular domain. So if you have that expertise already, focus on that part. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley. All right, Mr. Ebenezer, you have been quiet, so I think this time I will throw this question to you. These days, AI is something else these days. What do I mean by that? If you go on the internet, you don't know what is real, you don't know what is fake, you don't know what is working, you don't know what is, because it's a rave that has not been controlled, especially in Nigeria. So I look at ethics and I look at what the government is doing, and I'd like to pose this question: that what ethical or governance challenges should the next gen data professionals be prepared to handle as AI adoption increases? What will be their challenges, and what do you think might be the solution to all of these things?
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Toby, for that question. If I get you very well, right now we are speaking about ethics and governance challenges when it comes to AI adoption. And
Yes.
like Kingsley said, I'll be speaking from where I have the domain knowledge. So I actually want to emphasize on that too, that domain knowledge is very, very key, is very important, because when you have the domain knowledge in a particular area, it gives you an edge over someone that doesn't have a domain knowledge. And this let me start as a beginner. For example, when it comes to probably data collection. So if you have a domain knowledge in healthcare, which I come from, for example, I will give an example. Paracetamol data collect when it comes to data collection, it might be written as paracetamol, while someone else might write it as PCM. So if you don't have domain knowledge in that area, then you are in trouble. So I just want to buttress on what Kingsley said. And when it comes to ethics in AI, in using AI and data analytics, the number one thing I want to emphasize on is data privacy. Data privacy is very key. And for example, in healthcare in Nigeria, for example, healthcare data are very, very sensitive. And you might get yourself in trouble if you don't handle healthcare data very well. So it's very sensitive. Meanwhile, we are very low when it comes to cybersecurity. A lot of people working in healthcare organizations don't know how sensitive these data are, and they don't know how to communicate this data properly. For example, you might find yourself in an healthcare institution, and someone might request for the data of a particular patient, or you might want to carry out an analysis and you upload the data of some patient directly into probably ChatGPT or Gemini AI. Now, if that goes out, you might find yourself in big problem. So that is why data privacy is very key, and stakeholders relate to it. I'm not talking about internal stakeholder now, I'm talking about external stakeholder. They might be able to have a form of confidence in you that their data, that sensitive data that is with you is very safe, because if you go out, like I said, you will find yourself in a lot of trouble. So data privacy and confidentiality is very key. So that is the first ethical concern I want to talk about. Then I want to talk about algorithm bias. Now, if you be like someone that asked question in the last during the last presentation said that she same prompt to different AI models, ChatGPT, Gemini AI, and what have you, and he got 3 different results. So when it comes to all these AI models, they have bias because they were developed based on data that are feed into them. Now, like I said, I will always talk from my domain knowledge, healthcare. So in healthcare, for example, now, most of generative AI that we have in healthcare, they were actually developed with Western data. So most of the time, when you take decision as a clinician or as a data analyst in healthcare, when you take decision based on this AI model, you might find yourself in a lot of trouble, because when they were developing those AI models, the data they use in developing them are not our data here in Africa. So if you are not taking decision based on what you are getting from the AI directly, and you just garbage in, garbage out, and you are using it to manage a patient in Nigeria, for example, now, you might have a wrong clinical diagnosis. So we must be wary of algorithm bias. And another thing we need to also look at when it comes to ethics in AI is transparency. So we must be very transparent with our stakeholders, with our colleagues. So if you get, probably you are working on any model or you are working on any analysis, so you must be very transparent. If your source is a generative AI, ChatGPT, be open about it, that I got this from generative AI. Be open. So let your stakeholder know that this is where I got it from. So in case when there is issue, you are open about it already. So you don't find yourself in a lot of trouble, because if you are not transparent about it and there is any issue at the end of the day, then it's a big issue for you, and it's a slap in your face as a professional. So another thing I want to talk about is regulatory compliance. Now, you might find yourself in different environments, different organizations. Now, in healthcare, we treat sensitive data, patient information that must not be linked out. Now, I cannot compare myself with someone that works in sports, for example, because someone that works in sports, most of their data are open source. You don't have to be secretive about it. So, but if I work in healthcare, for example, I'm regulatory compliance around my industry, I must be able to take note of them so that I will be able to act accordingly. And apart from organizational regulatory compliance, the country you find yourself in also, USA, and some part of Europe, they have different regulatory compliance compared to some other parts of the world. And the last thing I want to talk about is misuse of insight from generative AI. We should try as much as possible to avoid garbage in, garbage out a lot. You give the prompt to any AI model, and when you give the prompt to the AI model, what is giving you? Probably because one, you don't have domain knowledge, that is one. Or secondly, probably because you don't have the time. You don't even have the time to review it. You just garbage it out like that. So this is also another ethical concern we need to look at. So when you are working with any AI model, you must be able to query it. Like Christy said, you must be able to challenge it. In case you are seeing anything that you feel, no, this is not right. So you must be able to challenge that AI model. There was a time, I think sometime last month, I gave a prompt to ChatGPT, and what I got, I was not convinced, and I challenged it. And ChatGPT apologized that it got it wrong. Apologized, no, they said that is wrong, and not give me what I want. Though I know what I want, I just want more insight from ChatGPT. So if I don't query that and I just garbage it out like that, now my analysis might be wrong. So these are things when it comes to ethics and regulatory compliance. So these are things I feel we should be wary of.
All right, thank you very much. I think these days ChatGPT is full of apology. So you apologize the first time, apologize the second time, he still does not get it right, apologize the third time, and apologize again. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll correct this. So you still not correct it. And that's why we have to be very careful as professionals. And that's why that domain knowledge and the foundational, traditional skills is very, very essential. And now I want us to hit the nail on the head and go straight to what everybody wants to hear. And my question is this. Let me throw this to Mr. Hamza. If you have to pick one skill that the next gen data workforce must prioritize right now to stay relevant, okay, I'll go to Mr. Kingsley. What would it be and why? One skill that we must have right now to upskill it or to upskill ourselves to stay relevant. What would it be and why? Mr. Hamza, you're coming in and out. Are you here with us? Mr. Hamza, are you here with us? All right. Mr. Kingsley, can you go ahead with that question? Mr. Hamza, I asked you a question. You can have to mute your mic. Your mic is muted. All right, Mr. Hamza. If you have to pick a skill that we must focus on, must prioritize right now, what will it be and why?
Okay,
Mr. Kingsley, let me.
Hello, are you with?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Hamza. I can hear you, Mr. Hamza.
Okay, because I heard you calling Mr. Kingsley.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. I think your question is like this. For me, if you have to pick one skill, the next gen data workforce must prioritize right now to stay relevant. I think I would say AI literacy. Always
AI literacy.
Yes, AI literacy. I think the best skills. See, AI literacy. It simply means understanding how AI works, how to use it correctly, and how to supervise its output. So it is not about becoming a programmer or AI expert. It is about knowing how to work with AI the same way we learn to work with computers, internet, and smartphones. Why AI literacy is important? Why AI literacy is the most important skills right now is that AI is becoming the new interface for analytics. Before, you see, we have to write SQL manually, we build reports manually, and you analyze the data manually. But now, because of the AI, so if you have the AI skill, you can tell AI, write SQL to get monthly revenue by customer, for example. And you see, it's something that everybody can bet. And having a skills, having knowledge on how to make this prompt is another advantage. Because if you don't know how to, even AI, you should know how to work with AI. Because there are some certain things, there are some skills that you have to know. Because if you don't have the skills of this AI literacy, you end up asking AI and it's not, give you what you want exactly or actually. So you see, and also you can ask AI, summarize this data set inside, for example. You can ask AI, build me a Power BI DAX measure for years to get results. A lot of things are there. So the future of analytics is talking to AI, not clicking and typing for long hours. Anyone who understands how to use AI effectively work maybe very fast. And also, yes. And also,
Mr. Hamza, yes. Mr. Hamza, thank you very much for that. Our time is fast spent. Thank you very much for that. AI literacy is very key. Mr. Ebenezer, I want you to answer that same question in just 1 minute. What is that skill you will say the next gen data workforce must prioritize? That will be my last question.
All right, Toby. Thanks for that. I actually want to comment on that. So, in my own opinion, so I think the one very important skill we must focus on as data analysts and AI professional is problem framing and problem solving. No, like the last speaker said, AI is going to do most of the heavy lifting for us. It's going to help us with analysis. It's going to help us to draw insights. Now, you might be working with an organization and there's a problem. Now, they are not professionals when it comes to data analysis and AI. They will just tell you the problem. So it's not left for you to be able to frame that problem properly. So when you frame the problem, you'll be able to prompt any AI you want to use. And now when you prompt the AI and you get your result, you must be able to now present those insights to your organization. So you must be able to have problem framing and problem solving. So in my own opinion, so these are the two skills I feel that we must focus on, because AI is going to do most of the analysis for most of the dirty job is going to do it for us. So it's not left for you to be able to frame the problem very well, to be able to communicate with any AI of your choice, and to be able to solve the problem.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ebenezer. Mr. Kingsley, to round up this session, I would like to ask you, what is the single most important mindset that an analyst or habit they need to have to future-proof themselves in this AI era? What do they need to have? Every analyst that wants to stay relevant in this AI era, what is that habit and that mindset that they must have?
The one single mindset we should have is that
In 1
we should
minute,
not
sir.
see AI. Yes, we should not see AI as a replacement. Instead, we should see it as a very powerful co-pilot for our daily tasks. We should not see it as someone that is replacing us, taking our job. Rather, we should use it as a team. We should not just feel like. And another thing also is that we should always be have adaptive learning. Also learn, because these tools are evolving every day. Should make sure as the tools are evolving, we are learning, we are relearning, and we are also on learning. But one single thing we also need to go home with today is that we should see it not just as a replacement, but as a daily as a co-pilot, as a team member. So that's one mindset we should see AI as. So we should not be scared of it, rather we should embrace it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think we have come to the end of this session. I would like to ask a question, guys. I'd like to ask a question. We know ChatGPT, we know Gemini, we know this. What is one AI tool you can still recommend to us that go and learn to upskill, apart from the knowledge, apart from the problem solving and the problem contest and the promptings? What is that one AI tool you feel that in 2025, as a data analyst, apart from Gemini and ChatGPT, that we can learn that will help us and will take advantage of this era? And a quick question to all of you guys.
Okay, let me go first. So I think this depends on the field you find yourself in, the field you are working in. So myself, for example, now I've been learning AI tools that help me in probably video editing, because I'm creating some content, I'm doing some programs, and I don't have the necessary skills to be able to probably do all those video editing, or when it comes to graphics, when it comes to all this graphic design and everything. So I'll be paying for them. So recently, someone introduced me that, oh, AI can help you with this. So I feel it depends on the domain you are in and what you are working on. So if you're working on a particular domain and you feel that there's any AI that you need that can help you to work better, to reduce costs, so those are the AI I feel you should go for.
All right, thank you. Mr. Kingsley, what's your answer?
Okay, I'll go next. One thing we should learn is agentic AI, because that one has even come to
Agentic
stay.
AI.
Yes,
Okay.
and what agentic AI is probably doing is solving a particular problem. Like Mr. Ebenezer just said, we should learn tools that AI tools that are solving a particular problem that we are interested in. So, but this what agentic AI is doing is, instead of us giving it prompts, it's actually doing everything for us. Like it queries the data set, do the analysis, even do the submission, it can even respond to emails for you. And each agentic AI is for a specific purpose. So if you are into if you are into a particular, maybe you are a data analyst as we are, you should look for an agentic AI that is specific for data cleaning, if that is your challenge, or you look for an agentic AI that is specific for dashboard building. So is left or is open. A lot of them are coming up every day. We see different kinds of agentic AI coming on board. We have to narrow it down to our challenge or the problems we want to solve. So that is one thing I will say in conclusion.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So it's been a wonderful time. I believe that we've learned one or two things, and as we go along in the conference, we can drop our questions in the chat box for us to answer later. So I will hand over. Thank you, Mr. Hamza. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. Thank you, Mr. Ebenezer, for being here this wonderful morning. So I want to hand over to Mr. Ebenezer to continue the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Toby, our moderator. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you, Amzad, for that wonderful sessions. I'm seeing a lot of hands raised. Some people are raising up their hands, but we are limited when it comes to time. So if you have any question that probably you might want to ask, you can please send it to us or send it in the chat box, and we'll be able to pick those questions and probably reach out to you later. So thanks, guys, for that wonderful time, and we hope to have you again soon.